So what are you going to do?
Oh, don't worry about me. I can look after myself. Are you really sure about this job?
Yeah. It's all fixed up. Ray's usually the last to leave. He's going to close the safe and he's going to lock it. And he's going to fix the alarm so it looks as if it's buggered up. All I've got to do is walk in, take the money and walk out. Sure you don't want in on it?
Look, I already told you, no way.
Tell you what. When I piss off, I'll take you with me. Just get you out of town.
What do you mean?
And you can ride with me far as you like.
Stick it.
What do you mean?
Look, you're already paying for me food and me smokes. Now you want to pull a job, take all the risks and take me along as a passenger. I don't bludge off me mates like that.
Oh, shut up, will you? So what are you going to do? We'll hang around here till the cops come back? Well?
Guess I'll have to come in with you.
You just hold on there. It'll pass, love. Cleaners. God, you're in a bad way. Can you hear me, love? Cleaners. Oh.
Mrs. Reynolds? That was the health department. That blood sample I took from Glenys Ladd shows she has a rare tropical disease. It's called Lassa fever, and there's never been a case in this country before.
They must have made a mistake.
No mistake. Wentworth's under strictest quarantine. Nobody is to be allowed in or out until further notice. She'll have to be isolated immediately.
Is it that contagious?
Apparently. That and the fact that it spread through saliva and is deadly is about all I know about it.
How would she contract something like that?
Oh, I don't know. Damn, she's been in contact with everybody in this block.
Meg, see that Ladd's transferred immediately.
No, look, you better let me do that. The fewer people who are in contact with her, the better.
If you think that's best.
I don't know what's best at the moment.
Scott, it's Ladd. She's worse.
God. I'm cold. Oh, hold on there, love. Dr. Scott'll be here in a tick and he'll make you as right as rain.
Lizzie, get away from her, will you?
What do you mean, get away from her? Only trying to help her.
Look, there's nothing you can do.
Oh, well, who got help for her in the first place? Oh, bloody hell. She'd be all on a Pat Malone if it wasn't for
Lizzie,
me.
just get out!
Terrible fever.
Come on, get out. Listen, is there anything I can...
No, just stay away. Look, I'm sorry, Colleen, but this isn't withdrawal. Ladd's contracted a highly contagious and deadly disease.
Mrs. Reynolds wants you in the office immediately.
Doc, help me, please.
Oh, how long are we going to be under quarantine then?
There's no way of telling. It depends on whether the disease takes hold, spreads. The health department will be delivering provisions. What officers have signed on?
There's Meg, Ferguson, officers Sharp, Barry, Radcliffe.
We'll call all the other officers and tell them not to report to work until further notice.
Okay. And the women?
Keep everything running as normally as possible for as long as possible.
They're going to have to be told.
Yes, I know. Assemble them in the recreation room, would you?
Okay.
What's wrong?
Passives.
Damn, I forgot.
What are we going to do with them? I mean, if this turns into a marathon.
We've got no choice. They stay here.
Don't think they'll be too happy about that.
No, and of course the problem is where do we put them?
Isolation block, it's free.
Perfect. And they can use the staff room during the day. Would you get Mrs. Sharp to organise linen and so on, and then I'll break the news after they've finished their tour.
Good luck.
Yes, Mrs. Barry. Could you get Arthur Richards for me, please?
Like hell I was imagining it. He was as cranky as a croc. Yelled at me at the top of his voice to get out.
I'm sure he didn't mean it, Lizzie.
Oh, that poor kid. She's so sick. Sweating all over and shaking.
Yeah, it might teach her a lesson.
Boo, but she's so sick. If you could see her, you'd feel sorry for her.
Would I? It's her own bloody fault.
Yeah, but I mean, you know...
Just carry on. Oh, Cecilia!
I said carry on.
Gladly.
This is the laundry.
Oh, we're not going to be able to put anything over you, are we?
Mostly the laundry comes from Wentworth General Hospital. The women are paid for the work they do.
Oh, yeah? What do you get?
Fleeced we get. The pay is so bad I had to take a night job. That will be enough, Smart.
Would you like to see how this works? Oh, come on, could come in very handy if you ever do time, I mean.
It's most unlikely.
Well, that's what I thought, but here I am.
Yeah, it can happen to anyone. Yeah, we take all types. We're not proud.
Mrs. Barry, are these women always as rude as this?
Look, please, get back to work, all of you.
I intend to report this to Mrs. Reynolds.
Ooh.
You must be firm with these women.
Oh, I do like a hard man.
Mrs. Barry?
Yes.
Take the visitors to the staff.
Oh, but they haven't seen the workshop yet, Mary. Oh, certainly. Would you please, just follow me.
Hey, Mrs. M, who are the tourists?
Members of PASSL. Well, that figures. Right, you can all finish work. There's a general assembly in the rec room.
What's it about?
Mrs. Reynolds will tell you.
Oh, you look very serious. It can't be.
Come on, move along.
What's going on?
Okay, quieten down.
I have to inform you that the prisoner's in quarantine.
Don't look at me. I had a checkup before I came in.
Keep it down.
Quarantine against what?
Glynis Ladd's illness has been diagnosed as infectious, and the health department's decided that this is the best thing to do.
See, what did I tell you? I told the poor little kid looked bloody awful. Well, what about the rest of us? We've been mixing with her, and Lizzie's been sharing her dorm.
Yes, we realise that, but you'll all be inoculated as soon as the medical supplies arrive. In the meantime, things will go on as usual. Work in the laundry will continue until it's completed, but naturally there'll be no more laundry deliveries for the time being. There'll be no outgoing mail. And, of course, visits will have to be suspended.
How long's this going on for?
We can't say at the moment, but there's no cause for alarm. If any of you do feel any symptoms of illness, any tiredness or feverishness, then you're to contact Dr. Collins immediately.
Oh, come to think of it, I have been feeling a bit peaky lately.
Of course, anyone who fakes symptoms can expect to be dealt with severely. Right, are there any questions? Then go back to work.
Okay, that's it. Come on.
You'll be okay here?
What a shame the laundry's already been delivered. We could have had the day off.
Oh, I knew that all the time. I've never seen it. Yes, Lizzie, we believed you.
Okay. What's the matter with you? You look like you just lost a quid and found sixpence.
Oh, something's up that I can't quite put my finger on.
What do you mean?
Well, Renaud didn't exactly say what was wrong with Glynis, did she?
No, come to think of it, she didn't.
That's what I thought.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes?
I thought you were going to tell the women what's happening here.
I have.
They know they're in quarantine, but they don't know why.
Do you think that we could handle the situation if they did?
Some of these women might die. Now, I think they have a right to know what they're up against.
I've considered that.
And?
There's no point in alarming them unnecessarily.
Unnecessarily?
If they were to panic, we could be faced with a riot, and we are not staffed to cope with that.
That is just the sort of attitude that would start a riot. Now, when these women start dropping with the fever,
I am
all
doing
we are
my
feeding
duty as I see it. I expect the same from my officers.
I can only assume you're joking.
I'm afraid not. We'll make you as comfortable as possible. I apologize for the inconvenience, but there's nothing to be done.
Inconvenience? It's more than inconvenience. I'm a businessman and my time is money. I'm willing to give an hour here and there for our group. But I'm not going to be locked away for days at a time.
He's right, Tony. The whole situation's ridiculous. I demand to leave this place now.
That's impossible. If you've been infected, you could spread the disease into the community.
Just what is this disease?
Lassa fever.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, I have. There's no hayride. There have been many cases in Australia?
Glynis Ladd is the first.
Might as well get settled in then.
I am personally acquainted with the minister, Mrs. Reynolds. I wish to speak to him immediately.
You can use that phone. I'm afraid there's nothing he can do, Mrs. Henderson. Mrs. Barry.
Yes.
Would you see that our guests have everything to make them more comfortable?
Yes, of course.
Now, Mrs. Reynolds,